Yet another ceasefire between Israelis and Palestinians while the peace talks are underway in Cairo. So what's next for the region? Can the talks in Gaza actually lead to a lasting peace? To discuss this, I'm joined now by Edwin Smith from Los Angeles. He's a professor of law at the University of Southern California. Edwin, great to see you. Israel's foreign minister recently floated this idea of turning control of Gaza over to a United Nations mandate, something like what happened in East Timor and Kosovo. Do you think that idea will get traction? I mean, can we start to see some unique ideas floated that perhaps might end this stalemate?
It's good to speak to you, Mike. I am not terribly confident that the idea of a UN mandate would be a workable idea, given the fact that there's been so much skepticism, certainly on the Israeli side, about the United Nations. It would be setting course of action for Israel to take. The positions, negotiating positions taken by both Hamas and Israel are almost mutually exclusive. Each side is asking the other for concessions that the other is unwilling to give, and that's what makes settlement in these situations most difficult.
There's always, of course, hope during every ceasefire that it might actually lead to a substantial breakthrough in Cairo. Nothing concrete has happened. Do you suspect anything different is going to happen this time around? As you pointed out, it seems like both sides digging their heels in. If there's any begrudging respect towards one another, it's maybe to extend the ceasefire to a longer one, 5 days. But I mean, can something be worked out?
It is, the extension of the ceasefire is a possibility. But the bottom line is this: Hamas wants Israel to stop the blockade completely and also to open all of the borders. Israel wants Hamas to be demilitarized. They want Gaza completely demilitarized. They started out talking about the tunnels. Now they're moving toward the demilitarization of Gaza. And Hamas is not ready to give up its role in resisting what it sees as Israeli occupation. They may be mutually exclusive goals. It may take a very long time and somebody backing down from their hard positions, but that's what's going to be necessary.
Edwin, also complicating matters in the talks in Cairo, you have Palestinians there at the table, but not all of them are in agreement about things either.
That's true. I mean, you have President Abbas representing the PLO, Fatah PLO faction, actually the government. There's supposed to be a unity government between Hamas and the PLO, but Israel doesn't recognize that unity government. That was the one hope that we might have some influence on Hamas and get some restraint out of Hamas. But the fact that you've got a three-sided negotiation and then you have other participants that are doubted. Secretary Kerry has had some difficulties talking with the Israelis, so his ability to make a contribution in the situation is difficult. The Hamas has connections with Turkey to the north, and the PLO has connections with Egypt to the south, so that there are lots of stresses being pulled in different directions here.
It's very complicated. Edwin Smith, thank you for joining us from Los Angeles.
Thank you.